be ready as things change for the way you buy deals, the way you market to buy deals, the way you negotiate. The types of properties you buy might change here and there, but more than anything is shifting a little bit, and it depends on the location you're in, from a seller's market, very strong seller's market where sellers had the control over what's going on in the market, to more of a balanced market, or some cases a buyer's market. Hey everyone, welcome to the Real Estate and Financial Independence Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Chad Carson. You can also call me Coach, and this is a show all about helping you get out of the financial grind so you can do more of what matters. And this is a special year-end episode where I'm going to look back at 2022, give you some brief thoughts on the real estate market, on real estate investors and what's been going on in 2022. Also share a little bit of behind the scenes and some thoughts about what's been going on with me. And then I want to look ahead briefly to 2023, give you some thoughts on what I see as some of the challenges and some of the opportunities as a real estate investor in 2023. And also, again, tell you what you can expect from me, from Coach Carson, from this podcast, and some other exciting things that are coming your way in 2023. The first thing I want to say is a simple thank you. So to all of you who are listening to this, if you're watching on YouTube, it really means a lot, whether you're a brand new listener or whether you're somebody who comes back each and every week. It's an honor to have you here listening. And my mission at Coach Carson is to help you make progress, to help you buy properties, to help you build wealth. And ultimately, what I hope to do is to help you get on the trajectory of achieving financial independence. Because in my own life, I feel very lucky to be experiencing a lot of the benefits of financial independence. And I want that for more people. I want that for you. And I want to help you with the tactics, with the strategies, with the inspiration to get there. And whether you're brand new to starting on this journey, whether you're almost there and you're just trying to put the finishing touches on generating income, wherever you are on that journey, I appreciate you being here. And your feedback, your comments, your emails to me at podcast@coachcarson.com, hearing your stories, that's really the fuel that drives me from week to week. So just want to say thank you in 2022. It's been awesome. We've had a lot of new listeners, a lot of new people on the YouTube channel. And so it's wonderful to have you here. And I look forward to continuing each and every week to serve you and to see if I can help you on your own journey. I've got to say that 2022 has been very interesting for those of us in the real estate investing world. It seems like just yesterday there was the coronavirus, there was lockdowns, there was 2022 and all of the ups and downs that went along with that. 2021 was really a growth year. There was a lot of low interest rates. There was a lot of people investing. Markets are growing, prices are growing, rents are growing. That continued in 2022. But the story really of this whole year has been the changes, the shifts. And I've noticed it as a real estate investor, just paying attention to just the sentiment of other investors, but also the interest rates. The fact that interest rates are so high is really the big driver of the financial markets and the real estate market in particular. And so interest rates are a lot higher. I don't have to tell you that. Most of you know that. And that has created a lot of changes in the market. And I feel some of the bigger changes are coming. I'll talk about some thoughts for 2023 in a moment. But that story of the shifting market, changing interest rates is really the name of the game. And I think the story for those of you who are already kind of changing your strategy, I think comes in two different places. Number one, when you are getting financing for real estate, that's a big part of all of our strategy. And so thinking outside the box of just traditional financing strategies is a big shift that I think is coming back into vogue a little bit. It's something I've had to do my entire career, starting as a real estate investor in 2003 who didn't have a W-2 income. I had to go to private lenders and seller financing and lots of different types of financing. And so I think pulling out that creative financing toolbox or just adding more tools to your financing toolbox is the name of the game for 2022 and also going into 2023. So if you haven't gotten started on learning that, I'm going to try to provide as much content as I can on that. I have a course on creative financing, which I'll put a link to in the video description as well. But the point is, make that a priority for yourself, I think, as the market shifts, changing your financing approach. Number two is just being flexible as a deal maker and as a real estate investor. I think we as small and mighty investors have a lot of nimbleness. That's one of our biggest benefits. If we're a big, huge investment company, it's like a big ship. It's hard to turn the ship. Well, we as small and mighty investors, we can change with the market. We can change what we did from yesterday to today. Financing is a big part of that, but also I think be ready as things change for the way you buy deals, the way you market to buy deals, the way you negotiate. The types of properties you buy might change here and there. But more than anything is shifting a little bit, and it depends on the location you're in, from a seller's market, very strong seller's market where sellers had the control over what's going on in the market, to more of a balanced market, or some cases a buyer's market, meaning there's some deals for you if you're an investor looking to buy more deals. So be prepared for that, be ready for that. A big part of what I try to help you with in this podcast is building your skills so that you can acquire more properties, so that you can manage them more nimbly, adjust to the markets with your tenants and with leasing and with your prices. So all of that is in play. I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit into what to expect for 2023, but I think that's the thread. The higher interest rates, the changing market. I'm going to be focused on that a lot in 2023 as well, but that's the big story for me as a real estate investor in 2022. The final thing I want to say about 2022 is to take you behind the scenes a little bit with my own personal journey, not necessarily because I think this is exactly what you should be doing or because I want to brag about it or anything, but a big part of my mission in this show, as you see on my shirt, if you're watching me here on YouTube, is to help you do what matters. And so for me and for my family, my wife and I, traveling, spending time with family, taking breaks from the kind of hustle bustle of growing and business and making money, and just taking time to enjoy and grow and have some personal growth opportunities is a big part of our own journey. And so if you've been following along, you've known that in July of this year, we moved to Granada, Spain. So we're here for 12 months. Our kids are going to school here. I have a 11-year-old, she's almost 12, and a 9-year-old. They're both going to local schools here. My wife is a Spanish teacher, so language learning has always been a big part of our own experience and something I've enjoyed doing as well. And so my kids have been going to school. They've got activities here with music and some sports and different things they got going on. My wife's been teaching and sharing and helping people learn English here and volunteering with that. And then I've been learning Spanish. So I've been a Spanish speaker for a while, but I've always been kind of in the middle of the road with that. And I've really wanted to bust through that ceiling that I've hit so that I could have conversations about things like real estate investing and personal finance. And just yesterday, for example, I went and walked around the community with my teacher, and we were looking at properties here in the place I'm looking at, just out of curiosity, saying, oh, that one's for sale. I wonder what that one sells for. I wonder who bought that one. And I was having a conversation 100% in Spanish, talking about a pretty detailed topic, asking questions, having feedback. And so for me, that's been a really awesome personal journey. And not all of you maybe want to learn foreign languages, but whatever that thing for you is, this personal growth, this challenging yourself, this learning, just doing something that's fun for yourself, whether it's practical or not, has been a big part of this journey for us. So I hope and I wish for all of you that you get your own versions of these experiences. And really that's what I try to channel each week in these episodes, helping you specifically with your finances and with wealth building, with real estate investing, is to help you get your own version of what matters. This year's definitely been, I feel very fortunate for our family that we've been able to experience that this year in 2022, both with our Spain trip. And even before that, we went and traveled, did a road trip out to Montana, out west, went to Montana and went to Yellowstone National Park and rode horses in Big Sky, Montana, drove out to Washington State, visited friends there, visited national parks, just had an amazing experience then as well. And so that's the kind of stuff, if you're interested in travel, if you're interested in flexibility, whatever it is for you, that this kind of lifestyle, having rental income, building wealth, can allow for you. So just wanted to share that a little bit. It's been an awesome year. I feel very fortunate to be living that and experiencing that in 2022. So as we transition to talking about 2023 and where things are going, I want to mention that it's been purposefully a little light on my involvement with Coach Carson this year. I've still had podcast episodes, still been trying to publish as much as I can, but I want to mention that behind the scenes, you might know that I've been writing a book called The Small and Mighty Investor. And so for me, that's taken a lot of my time, but I'm really excited to be finishing that book pretty soon, hopefully by the end of 2022 and early 2023, to be published in August of 2023. So that's a book that's going to be published by Bigger Pockets. And it really, to me, signifies the theme of what a lot of you can expect in 2023 and going forward from me. A really important shift for me. I've been thinking a lot about you, about who you are, what you're trying to accomplish with your own personal goals. And one way that has helped me to think about how I talk to you and share with you and help you is thinking about this profile called a small and mighty investor. So it's really how I think about the type of investors that most of the people I'm trying to serve are. You're not necessarily trying to be a 1,000-unit owner or syndicate properties or go big just to go for big sake. The definition of a small and mighty investor in my mind is someone who has the least number of properties necessary to accomplish their financial goals. So you like the simplicity of your business model. That doesn't mean you don't have big goals. Maybe you want to make a lot of money, and that means having a few more properties. But the point is that you are very focused on your lifestyle. You're very focused on your life goals, and you work it backwards from the kind of life you want. And then you have properties and real estate and money being a tool to help you do that. That's the difference. It's not letting the tail wag the dog, not letting the business and the money control the end goal of what we're trying to do. That's what makes small and mighty investors unique in my mind. And so we have a unique approach to real estate investing. So the book I'm writing is really a handbook. It's a guide to show you how not only to think like a small and mighty investor and what that means and the philosophy, but there's really a practical, tactical book from how do you choose a target market, especially if you're in an out of town, like higher price market. How do you choose the right market? How do you choose the right neighborhoods? How do you choose the right properties? Should you buy single family, multifamily? How do you analyze a deal? How do you run the numbers confidently and know that it's a good deal? How do you get the money for the deal? How do you find deals? How do you negotiate them? All of the tactics, all the way to getting to buying a property and closing on it. And then even after that, once you own a property, how do you manage it? What kind of paperwork should you be doing? What's bookkeeping look like? How do you screen tenants? So all of those challenges that all of us face as small, mighty investors who primarily own directly rental properties, that's who I'm trying to serve. If that's you, then stick around on this podcast, because there's gonna be a lot more content coming for you, both on the free content with the podcast and YouTube channel, with the book coming out, but also with some things I'm reorganizing behind the scenes with the coaching and educational content I have. I'm really trying to simplify that. I've been really proud of the course I've been teaching since 2017 now, called Real Estate Deal School. And that's not going anywhere, but there's going to be some revamping of that and adding to it, making it more of a small group coaching program, essentially, where I hold your hand. And if you're someone who would like more help from me and wants somebody to help show you step by step and kind of sit in the co-pilot seat with you to help you build a rental property business in the next 90 days, that's going to be the idea with that, is that I, and also some of my really close friends and students and people who've been successful as small and mighty investors, bringing them on to help you. Like if you're a short-term rental person, having one of my students who's done really well with that, be kind of an assistant coach with me and help with that. If you are someone who's a local rental person buying rentals to manage locally, I'll have a person helping me with that. So it'll be me and a small group of people coaching you through the steps, giving you accountability, giving you feedback, answering your questions, and really helping you implement the things that you know you could do. And most of you have already either gotten started or kind of what kind of real estate investing you want to get in, but you just need help closing the gap. You want to grow, you want to build more properties, you want to manage them. And so that's what I'm going to be helping you do with that product as I develop that. And hopefully that's going to be available to you in early spring or maybe February, March of 2023. I'm excited about rolling that out. And then also some of the other educational products, just pure kind of do-it-yourself education, will also be focused on that. But I'm excited to kind of reorganize some of those. And instead of having a bunch of different courses, maybe have just one program that you can get involved in at a lower price point to get the education if that's what you want, and just the step-by-step guides and all the tactics and things I have, but just kind of on a more do-it-yourself style. So that's coming. I'll be sharing more information, of course, on the podcast and the newsletter about that in the future, but I'm really excited about that. I'm excited because my goal is to help you. And if just listening to the podcast and getting the information gets you moving forward, that's awesome. I love that. If you want to be more involved with me and have me hold your hand a little bit, I want to give opportunities to do that. And most of all, just want to continue growing how I help you and how this community helps each other. So I'm looking forward to connecting with you when I launch the book in August. I'll need your help if you don't mind. Of course, if you are interested in buying the book, sharing it with others, spreading the word to other people, that's going to be a big part of what I'm going to be focusing on in July of August next year. So that's what's coming with Coach Carson. I'm not going anywhere. In fact, I'll be doing more. Been kind of light on my focus on content in this fall as I've been in Spain, but looking forward to doing even more and helping you in 2023. The thing I would ask of you, if you listen to this and you like what's going on at Coach Carson, I would love your feedback. So if you're watching this on YouTube, just leave me a comment. Let me know what's on your mind. If you have any feedback, suggestions, questions, I'd love to hear from you there. If you're listening on the podcast, you can always send me an email at podcast@coachcarson.com. And always value your feedback. Would love to hear from you. Any suggestions on things that you think you want me to keep, things that you think I could do better, that would be helpful to have for you, whether it's on the podcast, the YouTube channel, or anything else I'm doing. Would love to hear from you on that. And if you're not on my newsletter already, that's the way I stay in touch with people every single week. Be sure to go to coachcarson.com/newsletter and subscribe to the newsletter. You get my free real estate investing toolkit with a bunch of goodies every time you subscribe to that as well. So I want to wish you a happy new year as you listen to this. Hope you and your family have a great holiday season, and I will see you in 2023.